Good morning. This is Sarah Honeydew, August 29th, 2015, 10 years after Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans. We have a story that parallels the Bible story of the wicked husbandmen in the book of Matthew, chapter 21. These were tenant farmers that were put in charge of the land, but when they didn't properly produce any fruit, they were destroyed by God, and the vineyards, so to speak, were let out to others who would do the job. Now, to tell us about the New Orleans hurricane and disaster is the president of the Trippery Bank, Mr. Walden McDuffin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. McDuffin, we are interested in who was in charge of the New Orleans before and after Hurricane Katrina hit on August 29th, 2005.
Miss Honeydew, first of all, you do have to understand that this city here is very racially divided. 80% of these homes were destroyed by flood waters. Now, these homes that were damaged in the lower ninth wards where the levees had broken, they belonged to poor blacks. Now, there were multiple layers of cities and even state agencies that were working independently to help assist financially, but they had poor success in their endeavors.
So, who was in charge exactly?
Now, that's a difficult question. Now, there was an unfortunate attempt to politicize the response to Katrina from even the White House on down. Now, the president did use Katrina by making a public display of flying to New Orleans to make his grandstanding public appearance along with the mayor to survey the damage, because he was in need of a good press. Now, the mayor, on the other hand, went on to announce this formation, which was called Bring New Orleans Back Commission, while the president went on to make his grand speech in the Rose Gardens, as presidents usually do. Now, in his speech, the president did say that we need to confront these issues and take bold action.
So it sounds like there was a lot of talk and no action in the hands of the politicians.
I'll give you another example of people in charge but doing nothing. The mayor hired this genius from Australia by the name of Tyrone Stakely. I do believe that he was designated to this program, which was called the Recovery to Czar. Now, after 3 months on that job, this genius went on to announce down at the city hall that we would see cranes in the sky by September, and that the city was on its way to recovery. He also stated that the lower ninth ward was in line for $145 million for redevelopment. But within a year, he was gone. He was nowhere to be found. But I do believe that he believed that the state should fund his project. This is what he reported. But he was very unrealistic. Later we found that he was back in Australia, allowing to the public that the city of New Orleans was entrenched with racism and that the whites can recapture the political apprehensives and put their foots back on black people's throats.
That's terrible. But just his opinion. So now, where was the mayor all this time?
Well, no one could never find the mayor. He was always at a luncheon or giving a speech or making recommendations or having press conference. You know the deal. Two out of 3 businesses were closed during this time. Out of a population, I believe it was only 37% that was estimated by the post office. But the mayor did hit the nail on the head when he said, God is mad at America, sending hurricane after hurricane.
I see. So do you also believe that?
Miss Honeydew, at our lower ninth ward's homeowners association meeting, someone said that a flood is an act of God and that our governments were doing a terrible job in building our levees and even destroying our homes.
Okay, so there is a wicked husbandman, as in the Bible, who just doesn't do anything?
Miss Honeydew, we would like to say to the mayor that the people here, they are frustrated, they are weary, They are concerned about everything, such as how much can they afford? Will the insurance companies cover everything? Will they receive fire and police protection? Can they continue their livelihoods as well as their children's education? Will the government step in and repair their levees as well as their medical facilities? These were their concerns, but still they was not receiving any answers.
So would you say that New Orleans rested on the mayor's shoulders?
Yes, I would say. The mayor has been out of office 2 years, I do believe, in 2012, when the news broke that he was a target of a federal investigation. Now, it was reported that the city contractors were paying work that was done in and around his home, as well as paying for expensive trips like Jamaica and Hawaii for his entire family. But I do believe that the government went on to indict him on 21 counts of public corruption, including fraud, bribery, and even tax evasion.
So then I guess I get your vote to strike him down Bible style.
Well, that's not my decision, or it wasn't my decision. But the government did assemble a strong case against the mayor, but the mayor has denied he's done anything wrong. Now, on the witness stand, he said that all he's ever done was help the citizens of New Orleans in their crisis. But I do believe that the jury went on to convict him on 20 of the 21 counts, and now he's serving 10 years in the prison. The Mayor Begin refused to apologize for violating the public's trust, and I do believe he blamed his persecution for the fact that he has taken stances. Now, even after Katrina, I do believe that things did not sit well with those who had great influence in the community.
So let's just say he stands convicted of being the wicked husbandman in charge of New Orleans between 2005 and 2010. Thank you, Mr. McDuffin.
Well, thank you.
Now, the vineyard of New Orleans can be given to those who will take care of it and produce fruit. This is Sarah Honeydew for J&S Biblical Productions saying good morning.